Welcome everybody.
Yes.
It's your boy Roderick.
Yes, sir. I'm Jakari.
From the Rise and Grind podcast. We're not podding today. I know. But we wanted to come through before the year ended and give y'all the top 10 moments of 2022. Whether that's rap, whether that's pop culture, whether that's politics. We're going to go over every single thing that made 2022 what it is.
Yes, sir.
Exciting. It was a big year this year.
Yeah, man, it was a great year. 2022 brought a lot of funny things, a lot of, political things.
A lot of sad things.
A lot of sad things as well. But yeah, man, it was a great year overall. But of course, like you mentioned, we're going to give y'all the top 10 moments for us. Of course, y'all may not agree, but we don't care,
Fuck no.
This is what we think are the top 10 moments of the year, man. So yeah, this is, something that's going to be YouTube only, YouTube exclusive. So shout out to y'all tuning in. But yeah, let's do it, man.
Number 10, the Super Bowl performance 2022. We didn't think that Jay-Z, Roger Goodell, and the NFL could come any harder than they came before.
Right.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
They proved us all wrong. This was the year that Snoop Dogg came through. Mm-hmm. Dr. Dre came. Let me start over. This is Dr. Dre's Super Bowl performance. So everybody that he basically produced, or the reputable ones, came out. They showed their face, and it was a great performance. We had Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige.
Damn, I forgot about Mary J.
Absolutely, you can't forget Mary fucking J.
That's my bad.
We had Eminem.
Yep.
And we had 50 Cent.
Yes, sir. You can't forget about 50, man.
This had to be one of the biggest years. This really, or one of the biggest years for the Super Bowl halftime performance.
Of course.
This kicked off 2022 for us.
Yeah, so this was, February of the year of 2022. But yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. Like, this was I would say this was the best show that I've probably seen. I know The Weeknd the year before, he did put on a great show at the Super Bowl. We have Michael Jackson. We have Janet Jackson. Justin Timberlake, of course, that situation was crazy. But no, I would say this is like top 5, I would say, performances of Super Bowl in their history. This was great, man, just to see all those artists come back. Like we said, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J, Eminem, 50 Cent. Like, you can't get any better than that.
It started a lot of shit, though.
It did. We had the Game talking mess.
Oh, he was very upset. And it sparked an even more amazing Game album.
It did.
It sparked the 50 beef.
Yeah, he dropped a crazy album this year. Was it Drillmatic?
Yes.
Drillmatic. That's a great album, man.
But a lot happened from it. That was number 10. Number 9 of 2022. We have the fall of DaBaby.
Man, this is crazy. And I know you probably feel some type of way about this. This is an artist that you love. You know what I'm saying?
I still love DaBaby.
Yeah, I still do too as well. But this is somebody that, we followed his entire career from the start. From Suge, from Walker, Texas Ranger, all of that. But no, DaBaby's 2022, I will say he didn't have a good year. He
was coming off of everything from Rolling Loud 2021.
Okay.
The comments on the LGBT community, the HIV community. So he was already starting off 2022 in a bad state. Then you move on to Baby on Baby 2 drops. We have the Megan Thee Stallion lines.
Forgot about that.
This kind of put his career in even worse of a state. We still have legal controversies going on with him. Then he announces the tour for Baby on Baby 2. The sales were tremendously low. We have that New Orleans show that had less than 1,500 seats. He couldn't sell that out.
Correct.
Then we had him going to, what was it, the fucking Cheesecake Factory?
Cheesecake Factory. He was in there trying to sell free tickets, and nobody wanted him.
That was like, when you go to Chick-fil-A or you go to McDonald's and they just have the Six Flags tickets or the SeaWorld tickets. Like, can we get 4 of those for the kids?
The brochures and shit be at the front.
Yeah, just imagine going to Cheesecake Factory and there was a big sign up from there like, get your Baby on Baby 2 tickets here.
First off, I just want to know, why did he choose the Cheesecake Factory, like, out of all of the places? Because like cheesecake, look, so I'm gonna just speak for the African American community. We love cheesecake just because it has a lot of options.
I love Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, bro, but like, honestly, if you really wanted to get people at your concert, you could have went somewhere else. I don't think the Cheesecake Factory was a good choice.
Are you saying the Cheesecake Factory is not the demo for DaBaby fans? Are you saying DaBaby fans aren't aren't rich enough to be inside the Cheesecake Factory.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you really wanted to get niggas at your show,
Then he would have gone to the crab boil.
the crab boil.
Oh, you right.
You could have went like
To the club, maybe.
club, like what are we like? The House of Blues, wherever. It's a House of Blues in every city. You could have went to the House of Blues and sold them tickets.
He went to one of the finest middle class dining places he could have, and then gave it to the waitresses.
And then he went on like a Tuesday afternoon. Like we not there. We only there on Fridays and Saturdays.
That's really fucking terrible of you, actually.
Like we not, bro. Name one time you been to the Cheesecake Factory during the week. I'm only at the Cheesecake on Saturday.
I was gonna say I'm only going on a Saturday night.
Like only on a Saturday.
Now that you're saying that, that was a weekday he went to give that out.
I believe so.
What the fuck is wrong with the
I
baby?
believe so, bro. I believe so. I'm not sure, but it just seemed like a normal day because, like we said, that the tickets sat at the front. This was reported that they
Yes.
sat at the front for days.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking like you went on a Saturday.
I think they might have actually gotten thrown out after that.
Which is just crazy, man, because this is a guy, like we said before, you know, he's had multiple #1 albums.
He's topped the #1 Billboard Hot 100 chart for his singles, and that's harder than an album.
Exactly, man. And then he just fell off this year. It's unfortunate. This is a guy we talked about before all year. He was on his way. Like he was already there.
Well on his way.
know what I'm saying?
He had just hit commercial.
Yeah, man. He was a pop star though. Like truly, like crossing over, doing songs with, you know, people that's not in the rap game. Like he was really an A-list star. And then it seemed like it was overnight. It really wasn't, but he really just fell off the face of the earth, man. So,
Oh my God, we forgot that he BOGO'd the tickets.
he did.
Yo, I'm sorry, and I hate saying fell off because it's kind of weird saying fell off in today's times because there's such an internet presence that you can still make millions in certain ways without being in the limelight or being a rapper. But as it pertains to being an A-list star, this is the first time I've truly seen someone in the digital age fall from grace.
Yeah, because he's no longer A-list. Is he B-list now? Or is he C-list? Where does the baby land?
The baby is a B-list artist right now.
B minus, damn near.
Absolutely.
He's almost on his way to C plus.
Absolutely. And we're talking about somebody that was heading up the A-list.
Oh, bro, he was like at the top of the game, man. It's that's why I say it's so unfortunate to see this because this is somebody like we said before, like
April 2019, he was the biggest star on the world.
In the world.
Fuck the United States,
Yeah.
Mexico, South America, the world.
everywhere. So like I said, it's just unfortunate to see this, man. But this is a guy, you know, we always say it, you make your bed, you lay in it, man. And he said some things that he shouldn't have said. He rubbed some people the wrong way, and then, you know, he recanted on some statements that he made as
A lot of
well.
them.
So it's unfortunate. Even now, he's doing some freestyles these days over, you know, popular songs.
He's doing a lot of damage control right now.
People are not fucking with it, man. It's unfortunate for the baby because I really was a fan of this guy, and it's crazy because, you know, if you go back, if y'all day one listeners, if you go back to what was this 2019,
2018, 19, something like that.
2018, 2019. I was very hesitant to hop on the baby train. You know what I'm saying?
Now you are one that you didn't predict it would turn out this way,
right.
but you did predict that the baby would be a fad.
Yeah, bro. Just because I was like, man, his sound. I was just like, his sound one day, like we just not gonna want to hear that shit no more, you know. So, and it's kind of gotten to that point now. Of course, all of the controversy has added on top of that, but I still think even with that, his sound, people just don't want to hear that no more.
It kind of speaks to that also with the controversy and what you're saying, because the last freestyles that we listened to one a couple days ago, and we were like, oh, this is good still.
Yeah,
And it's just not hitting the same.
people just don't want to hear that.
It sounds good. His rap, we've never
great
questioned.
rapper,
I was
yeah.
gonna say we've never questioned his ability to rap, his skills. He has top tier rapping skills.
Yeah, bro, he's a great artist.
It's just not hitting like it used to. And to add insult to injury, the words out of your mouth outside of your rapping has kind of damaged your career.
Yep, it's unfortunate, man. But what was he? Number 9?
That was number 9. Yeah.
Number 9. The baby, that's crazy.
Number 8 of 2022, we have the Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez trial.
Man, this is crazy. So we actually getting to report
Yes.
the
Ooh,
trial. I
Yeah,
know.
because when we come back and start potting,
Right.
we'll kind of be past that. But we never got to talk about the actual trial, how it wrapped up, because it wrapped up on Christmas Eve.
Right, exactly.
So Tory Lanez was guilty.
3 counts.
3 counts. He has
3 counts.
he has possession of a firearm, I believe, possession of an unregistered firearm, and then he has grossly
Fire. What is it?
discharging
Yeah.
a firearm in a grossly or negligent way, something like that.
Yep.
He didn't necessarily get the charges for shooting Meg the Stallion, but I think for shooting the gun in
Just
a gross,
firing it.
for firing it, because they never got to the conclusion on whether he shot her or who shot her, what
shot
happened,
who.
where,
Yeah.
who shot John.
They don't know who shot. They never even confirmed
No.
who pulled the trigger.
No, they didn't.
It's just it went off. So let's put the charges on somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But nevertheless, he was found guilty.
Was found guilty 3 counts, like we said. He could be facing 20 plus years. It's unfortunate there.
This all started in 2020, but the trial started in 2022. It came to a head in 2022. And I think it goes without saying that this was one of the biggest moments of the year.
Absolutely, man. And like you said, even though this was in 2020, it rang off that entire year, 2021, people were talking about it. And then even this year, man, the entire year, because like we said, the trial just wrapped up. This entire year, people were anticipating this trial.
It got to the point where we were like, yo, let's just get it over with.
Man, it got, I ain't gonna lie, it got to the point where you really didn't even care anymore.
No, it was to the point where I was like, you know what? Put all 3 of them in jail. Get Tory, get Megan, get what's her name, Kelsey, and give them all 31 days in jail. Let them sit there and think about what the fuck they've done to us.
Facts, nah, for real. The trauma that you have caused me this last 2-3 years,
I'm as traumatized as Megan.
Bro, facts, man. This shit has been just.
Let me not downplay anything. Shout out Meg Thee Stallion. I'm not downplaying her emotions, her physical emotions, anything like that. I told y'all once the trial came out, we were rolling with whatever the judge and the jury said.
Absolutely, man. And the whole time, like you said, just to add, more emphasis on that, we were always in the middle. We never chose a side. And I'm going with, what happened. Like we said, we let the judge decide. I don't give a fuck about.
This is for the judge and the jury.
I don't give a fuck about none of your thoughts, your opinions, what you think, who did it, who shot who. I don't care. The judge said Tory is guilty.
Absolutely.
And that's just where we gonna leave it
I don't care what Meg's lawyers have to say after this. I don't care what Tory's lawyers have to say. The only thing that I would have to care about after this is if an appeal went through, because that's an actual judicial thing that I'll have something to say. But other than that, I wanted to hear the facts. I wanted to see what the judge and jury felt about it. And now that they've handled that case, we're gonna deal with the results.
Exactly, man. Let me ask you though, Rock Nation, how you feel? Rock Nation, bro. How you feel about Rock Nation, man?
I feel the same way I felt before about Rock Nation. He's trying to get us canceled. I love Jay-Z. I love Beyonce.
I love Rihanna. I love J. Cole.
But what I will say,
y'all.
because I know y'all expect a conspiracy response from me, I think that the judge and jury handled everything the way it was supposed to be handled. The only thing I will say is billions can buy anything.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've seen it countless times. We've seen people get out of situations. I'm not gonna mention names.
And I'm not saying they bought this in this instance. I'm just saying.
We're just saying, like, you never know, what could happen in these situations. But I just want to be funny there.
No, yeah, I know. But $1 billion can, if you guys want
anything,
the
man.
Roderick Taylor conspiracy comment on it, it's $1 billion can buy anything.
Yeah, bro. I mean, when money talks, we said this 1,000
Motherfucker
times.
talks, that motherfucker walks, it screams,
It do whatever you want it to do.
it eats, it sleeps, it shits.
Whatever you want.
That is money, baby.
Yeah, man. But Tory Lanez, hopefully, that situation. I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know if he's gonna get, what do they call it, extradited to Canada.
Yeah, from what I was saying, that he could be deported.
Deported. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. But like we said, the judge said he's guilty, so that's just what it is, man. Like, you can't go against that. You know what I'm saying? The court ruled, the jury decided, and that just is what it is.
That
man.
is what it is. Yeah. Shout out Meg Thee Stallion. I hope you're healing and your emotions are healing.
Absolutely.
Shout out Tory Lanez. I hope you're keeping your head up behind bars.
Absolutely.
He's to be sentenced, I think, January 26th.
Ooh.
Something like that. I know it's tough being remanded on Christmas Eve. Man. I know it's tough spending Christmas Day away from your kids. You saw the situation with his son in the courtroom, things like that.
His father. Yeah. Everybody.
Everybody has the right to feel the way that they feel right now.
Absolutely, bro. We're all human, man. Like, emotions are gonna be emotions. You have to let that shit.
Yes.
People were trying to get on Tory's dad, and I understand.
That's a parent.
He may have said some comments that you don't agree with, but you have to understand, like, emotions at that point in time. Like, how would you act in that situation?
Yes, and I'm sure that there are going to be listeners and they're going to be like, well, if my son was wrong,
like, bro,
I get it. I know, but nobody wants to see their baby go.
Exactly. And like we said, like I said, the jury made their decision, but still, like, we still don't even know what really happened in this situation. To me,
Well, yes, just because you have witnesses that say you saw Tory shoot Meg, and then you had that eyewitness that was outside of his house that said, I saw a female fire, and then I saw Tory fire. So, I mean,
so this is like, bro, we really don't know.
yeah, I don't want to leave the door open because, like we said, the jury and judge
jury
did
decided
decide.
still. Yeah,
but
yeah.
but yes, there was a lot left open from this
Yeah,
case.
there's a lot of question marks still with this case. But like we said, I'm not here to speculate or start a conspiracy. The jury said Tory Lanez is guilty.
This nigga just started a conspiracy and said, I'm here to not start a conspiracy. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm tripping, bro. I'm tripping. But nah, bro. Like we said, that was a crazy situation. I'm just glad that that's over. I ain't gonna lie, just because, like we said, the last 2-3 years, man, that shit just been weighing on the people, the rap industry, the hip hop community. A lot of people have, been on the fence. A lot of people are choosing sides.
Friends and like friendships were lost over this.
I know, dog. It's
How
been horrible.
Have you had tense conversations with someone from the female side over this? And, like, I don't mean lost friends.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had tense conversations, and I'm not even on one side or the other. But the moment you start to take one side or take the other side, you feel it.
Nah, yeah, you feel it just because, like, and I'm trust me, like, black women, I love y'all. I'm always gonna root for y'all.
And I'm always gonna have a place for or I'm always for a voice for black women.
Exactly. So I'm never trying to degrade that.
Hell no.
With this situation, it was just like, bro, I just didn't know. I just didn't know. Like, this one, I was in the middle the entire time. I never chose a side. So, like, I'm still on that stance. Like, I just didn't know with this.
This split the male and female community the way the OJ trial split the black and white.
Yeah, bro. And it was just so sad because, like, these were people. So let's talk about, Meg was headed to the top. Tory was headed to the top. Both of these individuals were at the prime in their careers, bro. And then it took a downfall,
And this, to your point, a lot of people have asked me, do you think Tory's music will be bigger when he comes out? Do you think Meg's music will be this? To be honest, I think this was bad for both of their careers.
Both, bro. This is traumatizing. This is deadening careers here.
And even though, like, Meg has that commercial part, the Estee Lauder, the Maybelline, that will never leave. But as it pertains to her main craft, the music, you watched a lot of the sales in both of their music decline during this, into a point where over these years, I don't think they gained any fans. I think they only lost.
And then on top of that, so of course, you mentioned like the brands, the deals, the endorsements that are still there, but I don't think you guys understand, like, that matters for like the individual, but as an artist, all you want is the respect from your peers. And they lost a lot of respect, both sides. Both sides lost a lot of respect from their peers. There's a lot of people in their industry, the hip hop community, who chose a side. You know what I mean? So, like, they lost a lot for their career. And I don't think people really understand the magnitude of that.
And it's to the point where, like, if you look at it like this, the steam Tory needed to stay at the top, he lost that from the industry. And the big wigs in the industry that you need to co-sign you, Meg lost. They both lost what they needed in this game.
Yeah, bro. And it's like I said, just, because if this would have never happened, we would be talking about both of them as the biggest people in the world right now.
Absolutely. Because Tory was on his way to being the number one artist in the world.
Yeah, he was there. He was literally there.
If you think about the albums he's dropped since all of that happened, had he been quarantine radio Tory, he would have took the world over. And if you think about the tracks Meg's had, she would have been rap's Beyonce.
Yes, because Meg has really put out some fire ass music. But people are just overlooking it because they chose a side, and I hate that for both of them. Bro.
Like if you look at the Good News album, it's way different than Traumazine.
Exactly.
If you
Traumazine was hard, dog.
Yeah,
Traumazine was hard.
Traumazine was better than Good News to me.
See, and I'll probably stand on that hill too, bro. Like, for real, Traumazine was hard to me. I ain't gonna lie.
It was straight up rap Meg. Like, it was just rap Meg.
She was just going off. You know what I mean? So it's just an unfortunate situation there, man. I hate that for both of them.
Yeah, man. We can go ahead and move on though. We were passionate. We stayed there like we were podding. Number 7 Elon Musk purchases Twitter.
Yeah, this was big, man.
This was huge. This was like a $40 billion transaction.
Yeah.
It took a long time. It started with a poll. This is Elon Musk that can shift the world with a tweet, Elon Musk.
Crazy.
And he did just that.
Literally.
He tweeted out, he said, you know what? It's time for a change in Twitter. You know, Trump had been banned. He was talking about the freedom of speech not really being freedom of speech on Twitter. And he said, should I buy Twitter? And he won the poll.
Yeah, and the people voted yes, and Elon said bet.
I'll put my bills up, and he bought it.
Imagine that.
But then he reneged on it. No, but imagine that.
Yeah. So imagine that. Yeah, of course, just having so much bread that you can play with. We talked about it before. Certain artists who just have money to just go crazy. But Elon, this is a guy who's 40, 50. I don't even know his net worth. What's his net worth? Do you know? 100 billion?
To be honest, I think it might be like 200.
200 billion?
I need to double check. Let's see. But keep going on.
So like he's no longer the richest guy in the world, though. I do know that. But anyways, bro.
It's probably because he bought Twitter.
Yeah, but just being able to play with
146 billion.
Goodness,
yeah.
Man.
But go back on to what you were saying, being able to play with 146.
Bro, nah, 40. Just playing with 40. But nah, like I said, this was crazy, you know, because we're people who we were there at the start of Twitter. We
were there in 09.
Twitters since 09. We've seen Jack, you know, just progress with Twitter. We've seen every phase of Twitter from the start to, you know, every change that they've made. So
to even the decline that we saw Elon talking about before he purchased.
So, you know, we were kind of excited about this just because we were there from 09, like you said, we've seen the ups, we've seen the downs, and the downs this year were down.
They were down.
Twitter was down. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we still use it as like a news platform, or at least that's what I use it for. But Twitter is just not the same.
You watched Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit completely take over the landscape of social media.
Yep. And Twitter was just, you know, left in the blind there. But Elon, once he came in and said, hey, I want to buy Twitter, it brought some excitement because
it brought life back to Twitter. I won't lie.
This is a guy who, you know, is all about advancement and just, you know, progressing. So it's just like, okay, what is Elon going to do? So, you know, like you said, going back. So, of course, he offered that first. Then he reneged. Because
he saw how many fake accounts. He was like, okay, I'm doing the math and I'm looking at it now that we're getting ready to purchase. 80% of Twitter is fake.
Which is crazy, man, because Twitter was not like that at one point.
No, it wasn't. It was really popping. But now, if you can think about where it was in 2011, 12, you remember the follow back train. You can see how once you get to 2022, it's full of bots or people that no longer use their accounts.
Yeah, bro. You remember so of course we have quote tweets now, but you remember how we used to retweet?
Yes, the quote tweets back then, it used to have what you wanted to say, and then there were quotation marks in front of the actual whole tweet.
Yeah, and people would change, you know, the words and shit, bro. I just miss those days of Twitter, man.
Do you remember the days you could link your tweet to another tweet? You could put your tweet link in there and just go to it and go to the other one and go to the other one and just link tweets to tweets to tweets.
Man.
We've been through the days of Twitter. I wish in our days of exclusive content, when we move forward, we'll go back through the deep dark times and all of the social media kings and queens from the days Twitter started.
Yeah, I'm gonna just ask you real quick, and you may not have an answer, but what's your favorite moment for Twitter? Do you have one?
The girl that sucked on the tampon.
Oh, that was fucking disgusting, bro.
That was probably 2012, 2013.
We were in high school.
Giovanni something.
Sick. Sick, dog.
Sharkeisha
was one.
What was your biggest moment?
Marvin's Room, bro.
Okay.
Marvin's
No.
Room.
You might be right.
Marvin's Room, like when everybody was doing the coverage of Marvin's Rooms around that time.
Yes.
That's a moment.
The JoJo, the Chris Brown.
That's a moment, dog.
You remember the Hotline Bling era on Twitter too?
I do.
The TBT, the To Be Honest.
What was the Ask FM?
Ask.fm.
Come on, man. Y'all wasn't
gosh.
there, man. Y'all wasn't there, dog.
Yeah, so Elon tried to take over to bring back not moments like this, but so there could be 2020 moments
right
for Twitter for the whole 2020s decade and moving on, for them to revive Twitter, because it's really just become more of a news hub.
Yeah, exactly. But we still love it though.
But he brought it back. I do believe Twitter is a lot more lively than it was before, and there are more people on it.
Yeah, it's only been a few months, but Elon's making changes. You know, he's making changes to the platform, the layout.
He's already said he's leaving though.
What you mean?
He made another poll that said, should I step down as CEO of Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
He
Okay.
won that, and he said, as soon as I find somebody stupid enough to take this position, I'll be out.
I'm out of here. Because he realized, bro, it's a lot that come with that shit.
Hell yeah.
Now, I don't think Elon, that's probably why he tried to renege. Of course, we talked about the bots and all of that, but it's a lot of work that comes with, running a social media platform.
And I don't know why he thought that everyone wouldn't vote yes. I really think that he thought they were going to vote no and he wouldn't have to buy it.
Come on now.
But Elon was dead ass.
Yeah, man.
But this was really, really, really one of the biggest things we've seen. It got political. It got legal.
Yep. Yep. The SEC, had some. They felt a type of way about that.
Hell yeah. Twitter sued him over it.
Yeah, man. He dropped the stock prices. There's a lot of shit that Elon just. I don't think going in he thought or he knew it was gonna cause this much trouble.
Absolutely
as it
not.
did. Because I think if you knew that going in, you're just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah, I don't think he did the full 100% homework before he put the proposal up.
Not at all.
Nevertheless, Twitter is now owned by Elon Musk, and we're going to move forward from here.
Yep.
Are we ready to get out of there?
Yep. Let's move on.
Number 6 for me is where everything in 2022 starts to get really, really real.
Tricky.
Yeah. Number 6, guys. We got number 6. The young savage life, young stoner life, young slime life.
Yeah.
YSL Rico.
Man.
So in February 2022, was it February or March?
I think it was February.
Okay. So this was right after DS Forever by Gunna dropped. We are in the midst of the Push and P movement.
Damn.
And the Atlanta DA calls for probably one of the most high profile RICO cases, racketeering, that we've ever seen.
Ever, dog.
Pretty much the entire YSL Records got locked up on RICO charges, including the biggest of the big, which were Young Thug, Gunna,
Duke.
I was gonna say Duke Deuce.
Deuce.
Or no, it was Lil Duke, I think.
Lil Duke.
Sorry,
you're
not
right,
Duke
right.
Deuce. My apologies.
Yeah, he's not YSL. I'm sure. Yeah.
But a lot of prominent Unfug, there's a bunch of the entire YSL got locked up. This changed the rap game to this point where the rap game is still different.
Yeah, just because we know what has happened recently. If you've been following, you know that guys are taking deals, plea deals, people are getting out of jail. But just starting from the beginning, this shook up hip hop.
It shocked the country.
Dog, like this was crazy. So like you said, starting with Gunna, this is somebody who went number one. Gunna is in his prime. Like, of course, Gunna has been, tearing the streets up from everything before, but Gunna is like the number one artist in the world right now.
In February 2022, Gunna reaches his pinnacle as an artist.
Man. So, and then like you said, like literally, he's having so much success with his album, Pushin' P. He has the P Power with Drake. They have Surf going crazy not too long before that.
And they're still coming off of 2021's YSL collab tape.
Right. Which had Surf on it, and then it has some more songs. But yeah, man, this is like we said, this is somebody who's in their prime. They're at the top of the world, and then literally overnight they're in jail. And it's just like, oh shit, they're on RICO charges, and we know RICO charges are 20, 30, 40, 50
life.
Years.
I was going to say, they hand down life for
so
RICO sentences.
It was crazy, bro. It caught us off guard. Nobody could have ever saw this coming. We end up finding out, like we said, the Atlanta DA, they've been sitting on these guys for like 5 to 10 years.
They've been sitting on them since, I believe, 2014. Ooh. So, yeah, for us, 8 years.
Man.
It completely turned the hip hop game upside down. It had a lot of niggas walking on eggshells. I don't want to speak for some of the record labels we're talking about, but the biggest of the big, especially out of Atlanta, were walking on eggshells. They were meeting up with the officials they could meet with.
Bro, niggas was going to dinner with the Congress people and shit, going to all the events in the city.
Meeting with Stacey Abrams and shit.
Yeah, niggas was scared, bro. Niggas was scared, and I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either, because they wanted to make sure, number one, I'm not on this list. Number two, let me dress it up and make it look real, so I know I'm not on this list.
Niggas was like, I'm not YSL.
Yeah. Jack Harlow was in question.
I think somebody else need to look into it. Jack Harlow, I know what you're thinking, but the music is a cover-up. Don't no P get through Atlanta without him knowing it. Remember I said that.
Don't no peas come out of Atlanta unless Jack Harlow know about it.
Oh, come on now. That's funny, man.
But having what we would consider maybe one of the top 5 record labels in the game, homegrown at least. YSL is up there, and we have Young Thug is probably the most influential artist of, like I said a couple pods ago, the last 10 years.
Absolutely, bro. Outside of like Kanye, Kendrick Lamar, you know, you can make an argument, whatever. But
Shit, you could argue Thug's influence in the last 10 years is up there with some of the shit Kanye's done.
yeah, for sure, bro. So like you said, it shook everybody up. Like I said, we didn't see it coming. This is, you know, people that we've been following for 8 years. You know what I mean? So to see them just get locked up overnight, it shook us up, bro. And like I said, I'm still to this day shocked about it. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's been 9-10 months, whatever, it's just something that we just would have never saw coming.
And that's what I was gonna say. Fast forward the 9 months, it gets even crazier because you know YSL for being gangster rap music. You know YSL for being thug music.
Right.
You know YSL for being dirty, it's grimy, it's gutter, it's street, and it's based on street morals.
Absolutely. Fuck it, take it to trial.
Fuck it, take it to trial.
You know what I mean?
So, like I said, fast forward 8-9 months, you get to December and you see Gunna released after taking a plea. You see Lil Duke released after taking a plea. You see Fook released after taking a plea. And it's starting to shake up the consumers. It's starting to shake up the fans. So
The industry, hip hop, the other artists, their peers. It's starting to shake up the entire world.
it's starting to get to where niggas don't know where to side.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
The word snitch is getting thrown around crazy. The words telling, rat, cheese, cheddar,
Government cheese.
okay, Swiss, mozzarella,
Queso.
Gouda. I wish this was a pod so we can name it Gouda.
I know, bro. Gouda cheese would be funny, bro.
That's funny. But
man.
a lot of different names are getting thrown around because Thug's not out, and we don't know what to say.
Absolutely, because the trial is still set for Thug for January. So, you know, there's still more to come. We don't know what's going to happen with Young Thug. Like you mentioned, everybody else is getting out. They're taking their these plea deals. But the DA of Atlanta is saying somebody has to take this. And Thug is the only one still in jail.
The only thing, and it's not a pod, so we'll get on to the next one.
Right.
I'm hearing sources, and I'm pretty good with my sources. My sources are pretty good. That says the only reason why Young Thug has not been released is not only because he's not being offered a plea deal. They said he's not being offered anything less than life. But
Yeah. Hey.
sources, like I said, my sources aren't always the greatest, but I have pretty good sources.
Yeah, sources are trust me, bro.
Yeah. Trust me.
Trust me, bro.
But yeah, that's just what I've heard.
Yeah.
So this just took the hip hop community by storm. Now we've got other things that I would say took the hip hop community by storm, but
This was probably one of the biggest for sure.
yeah, some of our other things aren't hip hop moving forward, but this has to be one of the biggest. This is a top 3 hip hop moment this year.
Absolutely.
It was hard not to put this shit number 1.
This is like all time. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Everything that we have from 6 and up, it was hard not making all of them number 1.
For sure.
Because it shook the world up, and all of these things shook the world up at different parts of the year. but yeah, it's still Free Thug.
Of course.
It's still well wishes for the entire crew.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get out of there too. We wanted to stop and do number 5
Okay.
to talk about the biggest and our favorite projects of 2022. It's Roderick and Kari. You knew we was gonna get this in.
Now hip hop is what we
Come on, man. We might talk it, but we rap game here.
Come on now. But yeah, let's start, man. So favorite projects. I ain't gonna lie, 2022 was a great year for hip hop.
Okay, I disagree.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me why.
I don't think some of the best music came out this year, and I also think this was probably the biggest decline in numbers for rap ever.
Really? Okay.
I think that our hypothesis about the higher ups coming together to end rap, I think it's shown itself to be true.
Okay. Yeah, this nigga smart. This nigga say hypothesis. You paid attention in elementary.
Yeah, you know, I had plenty of science projects.
for
You
sure.
always had to start off with your
Of
hypothesis in
course.
science.
You can't start a story without a hypothesis.
You can't draw your conclusion at the end of the experiment without a hypothesis. Come on now.
You
What
got-
I can hear the teacher, but you don't have a hypothesis. Shut up, bitch. Shut up, whore.
But nah, bro, I think it was still a solid year. We've got some great projects this year. So,
Yes, you did. It's a solid year.
Yeah. So starting with favorites, I will say, and this is no order, but I will say just what I like this year. Vince Staples. Ramona Park broke my heart.
I was gonna get to that. That's my number one album.
Number one
this year.
for you? Okay.
Number one.
Okay. I'm gonna put Gunna. We did mention Gunna earlier. January, February, like I said, he tore the streets up.
Right.
Future, you gotta throw Future in there. Future, I think, I ain't gonna lie, I think Future has the number one selling rap album for the year.
He does.
If I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
the highest selling rap album of the year goes to Future.
Future.
What's the name? I'm tripping. I almost said Her Loss because it sounds like some shit.
It's some toxic ass shit. I can't even remember.
You know,
what it
Future's
is
gonna
now.
feature it every single time.
Come on
What is the name
Never
of this
Liked
damn?
You.
I Never Liked You. Yes.
Forget that.
You can add that on the what was it? Certified Lover Boy. Honestly, never mind Her Loss. I Never Liked You.
Real talk. But who else came out? Of course, Kendrick Lamar came out.
Yes.
Pusha T came out. We talked about Game earlier. Dramatic.
Absolutely.
That's a good one. Who am I missing?
You're missing The Forever Story by Jid.
Fuck, and I ain't gonna lie, that's in my top.
That is
That's
number
in my
two.
top three. That's in my top three.
Ramona Park Broke My Heart is number one for me.
I'm tripping.
The Forever Story by Jid is number two.
Sheesh.
I believe my number three has to go to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Okay.
Number four goes Drillmatic.
Okay.
I think.
Where you putting Push?
Oh my God, it's almost
I
dry.
was gonna say, where you putting Push?
I fucked up.
Okay. I was like, oh.
Slide Push number two.
Okay.
Jid and everything else goes three and after. I definitely want to talk about, like you said, Gunna DS4, Futures I Never Liked You, Drillmatic by The Game,
Yeah.
SOS by SZA.
Okay.
Katie
Babyface Ray this year.
Babyface Ray, he
Went
dropped
fucking crazy.
He dropped a deluxe on one, and he dropped another album.
Yep. It's called Mob. Face was the deluxe. Larry June put out a tape this year as well that I fuck with. That's why I say it's a lot of good
KD3.
music. KD3.
Nas. See, yeah, that's what I want. The deluxe of the Melodic Blue.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That's why I say, like, even though, like, I agree with you, what you mentioned earlier.
Kid Cudi, Intergalactic.
Yes, as far as sales, we did see a decline in sales, but there was some quality music that
There was quality music. Maybe I'm just on the tip, like, I didn't get a Jay-Z album this year. I didn't get a Kanye West album this year. I didn't get we got Beyonce. Holy shit.
We did get Beyonce.
We got Beyonce.
Drake, shit.
We got
two Drake albums.
Honestly Nevermind was groundbreaking and music changing.
Yes.
Renaissance was music changing, groundbreaking.
Absolutely.
And we got Her Loss.
Which is, like I said before, we're going to look back on Her Loss the way we look at What a Time to Be Alive. I'm telling you.
I was just about to say, because now we're sitting in December, a couple months after, and I can say you got one of Drake's best albums.
With Her Loss?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Of course, we already said what it doesn't go in front of a couple pods ago, but
of course.
That's just because Drake has a shit ton of great music.
Like, come on now.
You got quality Drake that you haven't seen in almost 10 years.
Yeah, and I just don't think we realize it just because it was a compilation and you have, 21 Savage who went crazy as well. I'm still on the stance. I actually had an argument with a few people because I said 21 outshined Drake on a lot of those songs.
He did.
People disagree with me and I'm just like, what do you mean?
Well, because there was a lot of tracks that I think even Drake would say, yeah, I was really just there as a buffer to let 21 go off.
Man, and see, look, I'm just glad that you agree. Because I've literally had this conversation. I got into argument.
There's tracks that are the other way around, but
Yeah, of
if
course.
you want to say carried, 21 carried.
Absolutely.
And Drake still did his job and is a fucking amazing rapper, and he's always going to do that. And Drake's portions does make it one of Drake's best projects.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this was a clinic put on by 21 Savage.
Absolutely, man. I just want you guys to appreciate that. But another one, this is a sleeper, man. Earth Gang. Earth Gang put out Ghetto Gods.
Yes.
That's another sleeper.
Don't sleep on Soul Sold Separately by Freddie Gibbs.
Ooh, forgot about Freddie, bro. Jesus.
There were, like you said, there were a lot of good albums that came out this year.
Man, but yeah, like I said, no order there. Just great albums. G Herbo even put out some shit this year, man. Like I said, it was a lot of music.
I know I am.
This year.
I am. I don't know if you want to Barack Obama this thing.
Okay.
I still got my top 10
Yeah, of
songs
course.
to drop
Let's do
before
it.
the end of the year.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do that. That's nothing.
But we wanted to slide that in as number 5. let's get back to the shits. Number 4, like I said, this was when 2022 just gets to shaking. Shaking. Was this November or October?
This was October, I believe.
Okay, so number 4, the death of Takeoff.
Man.
Oh my gosh. So I don't want to tell the story all over again, but both of us, it had to be somewhere between 6 and 7 in the morning. We woke up to text messages that Takeoff had been shot in Houston. And it wasn't one of those situations where with Nip, he was shot and a couple hours later it was pronounced dead. You woke up to Takeoff dead. You woke up to the situation. There was no hope. It was over, and it was a gunshot to the head. So it was kind of story told, open and shut case from the beginning.
And then, like you said, because it happened overnight, they were out like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So we waking up at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and you get the TMZ report, like it's official.
Just seeing that face, like Takeoff's, seeing a picture of Takeoff holding the mic with the headline saying "dead" over it.
Yeah.
Just it ruined your day before it got started.
It was actually, I just looked. It was November 1st. It was Halloween,
It was Halloween night.
and then we woke up November 1st the next day. So
It was the type of thing, like I said, it ruined your day before you got started. You didn't even have time to open your eyes. Most human beings, they wake up, they sit up, they check their phone. As soon as I woke up, sat up, checked my phone, boom, Takeoff shot dead in Houston. It shook the hip hop community to the core.
absolutely, it even shook us. You know, like we told y'all before, this is one reason why we couldn't even do a pod, just because like it just
nothing. Fucked with me.
Yeah, the world just shut down, but it just fucked with us personally because this is a guy. We followed the Migos' career from the start. You know, we were there from the jump, but this was a guy who we're speaking of Takeoff, somebody who's unproblematic. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just a chill guy.
The one out of the group that until 2021, you didn't hear 10 words out of his mouth.
Like, bro, it's just crazy, man. So it's still fucking with me to this day, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because, like, it's just he's a good guy. You know what I mean? So it's just like, why does it always happen to the good people?
And it wasn't his fight. It wasn't his beef.
He just happened to be in the middle of it, man.
It was because, and I'm not making a joke, guys. I'm being dead serious in this instance. It was like watching G Baby get shot in hardball because he didn't deserve it. Absolutely. He caught a stray bullet that was not for him. That was Takeoff. He was standing in the back and caught a stray bullet that was not for him. The guy that did not pipe up during the arguments, that did not start beef. If he needed to finish beef, that was quiet, and that got taken care of that way. But love for everybody, no smoke for anybody. Like 21 said, he was just a quiet dude. He was to himself. He was really funny as hell, like they said, but he didn't mess with anybody. And it was the one guy that you think doesn't deserve it that got it.
And like I said, that's just the way life works out, unfortunately. It always happens to the people you least expect it to, the good people, you know, and it was just sad, bro. Like we said, this was because, you know,
Critical point for the Migos.
Yeah, because, you know, just not to go deep, but we know that they were already, you know, going through a split. We had the Confused situation. It was just Quavo and Takeoff. They
only
split.
built for Infinity Links. It just dropped.
Just dropped, like literally a week, I think.
They had just outlined the tour, I think.
Man. Like I said, it still leaves me at a loss for words, just because like Takeoff, and then this is somebody that we've said over the years. I know people say it now, but we've been saying this for years that he was the best. You know what I mean?
Oh, I would say he was the best rapper.
The best rapper,
I would say.
of
Yes.
course. Of course, we can have conversations with who's the best artist and who can contribute more, but we talk about just
bars,
talent.
Yeah, and being talented at what they do, their skill level at rapping. It was immense.
He was the mold to the group. Of course, you have Quavo, who's the star. You have Offset, like we said, probably is the best rapper. You can make an argument, whatever. But Takeoff was the mold to the group.
He was the first rapper. He started the group because, I mean, they started the group because
of Takeoff.
Takeoff was the one that was rapping first.
Yeah, bro. So it's just an unfortunate situation. And I just hate it, man. I just hate it. Like we said, you never expect anything like that to happen. We talked about it all year when the split happened. We were just, you know, these guys are family. We're like, man, why is this going on? Get right. And then, of course, the worst happens.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Horrible, dog.
Still hearts up. prayers up to the Ball family to take to Quavo to Offset. I still hope that that relationship gets mended sooner or later because you know it's family, and you don't want to see something else happen before those two make up. Shout out Takeoff.
Absolutely.
Rest in peace, rest in power, rest in love, Takeoff. On to number 3.
Number 3.
Brittany Griner. So this was also a February thing, right?
Yes, she did get locked up in February. Yep.
All right. So back in February, I believe there was something U.S. games, or there was a basketball type of.
So she was, you know the WNBA in the offseason, they go play overseas because they don't get paid
Okay.
a lot during the regular season. So she was just over there,
About to go play in Russia.
right, on her off season for the WNBA, but they play
It was her.
year-round.
Like when niggas are in the off season, they get their Drew League work in.
Exactly.
The ladies, they go get their work in overseas for bread.
Yeah.
So she was flying out to Russia to go get some work in playing basketball. And she was stopped at the airport, and they found, I believe it was even less than a gram type shit.
Yeah.
A THC vape. And they locked her up in Russia.
Yeah. She ended up getting convicted. Was it 9 years?
Yeah, she got convicted of the drug possession, and she was sentenced to 9 years. She was remanded to a penal colony, and she spent the bulk of 2022 in Russian prison.
Yeah, almost the entire year, like you said, just because this was February, I believe, and then
Yeah, she didn't come home till December.
sheesh, man. But yeah, this arrest though, this was like we said, one of the biggest moments of the year, just because of course it's a WNBA player, it's Brittany Griner, she's an African American woman.
And we were at the heat of the Ukraine, the
yes.
Ukraine-Russia war.
Damn.
And it was a point in time where we really weren't trying to get our hands in the war. But then when they take
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when they take Brittany Griner, you remember the U.S. had started to cut off all of our interaction. We stopped the sale of everything going on with Russia.
Yep.
So she became a political pawn. It was like, okay, well, you're fucking with us. You're not going to get your girl back.
Damn. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking. Like that.
She got trapped in the midst of war. She became a war pawn.
Bad timing.
Yeah, absolutely. To the point where the president of the United States had to step in and try to free her. And that took forever. It got to the point where we had to give up probably the most dangerous man in the world over her. Like, this is an Osama bin Laden type of skill, nigga.
Thanks, bro. Arms dealer.
Yeah, we traded a big for a shooter. I had a conversation with my mom, like, and I said this before, even on the pod. Like, I am so happy she's home.
Absolutely.
That is probably the worst trade the United States has ever made in life.
Yeah, absolutely. I can think of just getting to sports, some sports trades that have been bad. But no, this is probably the worst trade that we've ever made in the history of trades.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like you said, I'm on the same sense. Of course, we wanted her to be home. This is Brittany Griner.
I'm glad she's home. Shout out Brittany.
Absolutely, man. Let her be home with her family, with her wife. You know, let her get back on the court. All of that. I'm glad she's home. But if we're talking about politically, this was a crazy trade.
Yeah, it was.
Not gonna lie to you, man. This is a guy who can make bombs easily. You know what I'm saying? And this is a guy who they said he's responsible for like over 10,000 deaths. I think it was. They called him like, I forget the nickname, but like
They call him the Merchant of Death.
Merchant of Death. Come on now.
She would have had to play Michael Jordan for that shit.
And we wouldn't even like.
She would have had. They would have put like if I was Biden, I would have been like, yeah, I need to see how good she is before we do this. Put LeBron on her real quick.
Bro, imagine if this was 96. This is 72-10 Bulls. Are we bringing Mike home? Honestly.
Bill Clinton's going to get that nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Because Bill Clinton is definitely going to get Michael Jordan.
For the black vote, of course.
I can remember
course.
a point in time, I wasn't alive, but it's a
Right.
rerun type shit. There were versions of Bill Clinton's speeches
Yeah,
that
I know what you mean.
he did after Michael. I remember when he was like, I created 25,000 blah 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 new jobs, and he was like, and if Michael Jordan returns to the Bulls, I will have created 25,001 new. That nigga loved him some Michael Jordan. He would have
did,
went and got
man.
Mike. Now George wasn't going to get Kobe or LeBron.
none of them.
Or none of these niggas, man.
None of them. And Clinton did not have relations with that woman.
No, absolutely not. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Shout out him and Hill.
Yeah, never that.
Hillary Rodham.
Bro, that's crazy.
But yeah, I also think this was a pander release. Joe Biden thinks this is gonna
Black vote.
Yeah, he thinks this is gonna be his Kodak Black Lil Wayne for Donald Trump, and he should have seen that didn't even work for Donald Trump.
Didn't work. You can add this to the was the financial aid situation,
He failed.
and there's something else. Am I missing? No, what is it? He did something else. I can't remember.
I don't.
Maybe not,
When he was
but-
getting elected, he went to Southern California and served Roscoe Chicken.
He did.
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle to all the black people in Southern California. You fucking.
Oh, bro, like what the fuck? I'm mad. You know, never mind. We can move on.
Oh, that's funny. Since we're moving from number 3 into 2, and it kind of makes sense, do you want to give them our honorable mention of the year?
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
This didn't make the list, but we wanted to bring in an honorable mention on things that were just right there on making the top 10 list of 2022. We were just talking about pandering, things that you were doing for the vote.
This is what I was getting at. Yeah.
Yeah. All the PPP loans got forgiven this year.
Man, shout out to you niggas who ran it up during the pandemic, man.
Shout out to y'all. I wish I was with y'all. If I knew it would have turned out like this, I would have got a PPP and EDD.
God.
I don't know what these niggas did, but I would have done it too.
Yeah, I was scared. I thought niggas was gonna be pushing prison. You know what I'm
Absolutely. Instead, they were pushing $10,000.
saying? Shit, 20.
30. I know some niggas that got 30,000.
Yeah, we seen it. Hellcat LLC.
Some of y'all got that loan and that grant.
Start a new business LLC. Run it up for my mama LLC.
Yup.
But
Get
shout
these
out to
crab
y'all.
legs LLC.
Facts. It ain't no more crab legs out here, man. But
Absolutely not.
shout out to y'all though. We missed out. You know what I'm saying? Just because I was scared. I'll just be real with you. Like I'm not trying to go to jail, bro.
Yeah, and at that time I was thinking, you know what, I'm building something for myself right now. I'm gonna build that bread up and do it the right way. But I also hear the phrase back in my head, scared money don't make money.
Man.
And that was scared money of us right now.
Absolutely, because looking ahead, 2 years after the fact, I'm like, you motherfucker.
Do you know what we would have done with that?
20 bands? If you give me 20 right now, do you know what I'm gonna do with 20, bro? I'm gonna make it 40, 50 easily.
We would have made that shit dance.
Like, come on.
I'm not gonna lie.
Shout out Juicy J, man.
Everybody that I know, besides maybe 2, y'all fucked those loans off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have made that shit dance, like you said, on some Juicy J shit.
Yeah, bro. Bands will make a dance. For real.
But yeah, shout out to the PPP loans. Those got forgiven, and somehow these student loans haven't.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But we did want to throw that in there. Number 2, the slap her around the world, Will Smith and Chris Rock.
Jesus, man. Where do we start here?
I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the fact that this happened. So much happened in 2022 that I forgot this happened in the year 2022.
Yeah, this was like March, April, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was somewhere between January and March. This was the Oscars. You know, those always happen at the very
first
beginning
quarter.
of the year. Yeah.
It may have been March.
Let's double check. Let's just March 27th.
March 27th.
So it was March 27th, 2022. Chris Rock was the host.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing his regular host banter and in between different, awards being given out.
Right.
And he makes a comment about Jada Pinkett Smith and her alopecia. I believe he did not know she had alopecia, but he nicknamed her G.I. Jane.
Yep.
And after that, was there something after that? Did he make a joke after that? Or was it the G.I. Jane joke?
I think it was strictly that.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
So-
Yeah.
To that joke being said, Will Smith takes it upon himself to walk up on the 2022 Oscar stage. He gets in Chris Rock's face and he slaps the fucking fuck
Man, slap the shit out of guy.
out of Chris Rock. He turns around, he smiles, he walks right off. He shocks the hell out of the crowd. He shocks the hell out of the audience. He shocks the hell out of the world. Then he sits back down. Chris Rock's standing there in awe and he screams, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth."
Yeah, man.
Chris Rock says, "Dude, it was a joke."
Joke, man.
Will Smith repeats, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth."
Yeah, man. Shout out Lupita. She was in the background looking hella confused, but she was looking great.
Yeah, there were words of wisdom given in between that you didn't see. You saw Tyler Perry step in He was actually the one that broke everything up from what I heard.
Backstage type shit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Denzel Washington
Yeah.
gave a speech or a talk to Will Smith on just, life, where to be at,
Come on, guys.
reading the room, things like that.
Yeah.
You are king. This is not king behavior.
Right.
And from the day after, it took the world by surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Will Smith, just to give light to him, this was a guy for the first time he won Best Actor for King Richard.
His first Best Actor award, his first Oscar.
First Oscar, man. This is a guy who, countless movies who, we can argue he should have been won this award. But
And countless nominations.
yeah, man. But it got overshadowed, just because, the situation, like we said, the slap heard around the world. But, the aftermath. The aftermath is just... It was crazy, man. The Oscars, they banned him for like...
I believe his Oscar was stripped.
Yeah.
He was banned from the Academy for 20 years. Or was it 10 or was it 20?
I think it was 20. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They basically banned... We're talking about a man that's already in his 50s.
Mm-hmm.
You banned him for basically the rest of his career. If you think about 70-year-old Will Smith, yeah, he'll probably still have offers on the table. But the prime of Will Smith, I would say, would probably rest between 1990 and 2025. I'd say would probably be his realm of amazing roles and careers. We even talked about how the 2010s wasn't the best for him.
I mean, he had great movies, but like not Oscar.
Not 2010 to 20 caliber Will Smith.
Yeah, not King Richard.
Not
type.
Not The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh my goodness.
Not 7 Pounds.
7 Pounds is such a great movie, man.
That's one of those movies. I always enjoy a movie that doesn't end the way you want it to. The Perfect Storm is one of those. Roll Bounce is one of those. Where you think shit is gonna go perfect to where it's just gonna change. No, he's gonna kill himself.
Dog, 7 Pounds is a great ass movie.
It is amazing. It is amazing.
Jesus.
From 2000 to 2010 was just amazing for Will Smith. But I don't want to get too. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just gonna add some more really quick. I Am Legend, iRobot. Like this nigga was going crazy.
He was going absolutely nuts. You got Bad Boys 2 in there.
Right.
One of the only sequels that you can argue is better than the original movie.
Right, of course. But I checked the ban. It was 10 years. So you were correct.
Okay.
But yeah, like we said, this is a guy, like we said, Will Smith, this is the poster child, like we said before, man, of movies, hip hop, clean rap, and the world turned on him, man.
He's ousted from the industry completely.
Ousted, man. So it's just an unfortunate situation. Like we said, that was a big moment, though. This was, like we said, this is number 2 for us. You can argue this was probably the biggest moment of the fucking year.
Let's move to Chris Rock. It did the complete adverse for Chris Rock. Yeah. Chris Rock went from selling his tickets for, I believe, like $12 a ticket. This nigga was selling $40 tickets. He has a new Netflix special on the way.
Really?
Yes, it drops in January.
Okay.
But his career, of course, I'm a stand-up nigga. So, a stand-up comedy guy.
Right. Both, though. You're a stand-up guy.
I'm a stand-up guy and I'm a stand-up comedy guy. Chris Rock is already hailed as one of the greatest stand-up comedians of all time. He's if we're talking about the black stand-up comedian realm, he's top 3. It goes, top 4. I'll say it goes Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock. But if we talk about white and black, the realm of stand-up comedians, period, he's still a top 10 greatest of all time stand-up comedian. So not saying that this gave him some sort of career boost, because Chris Rock doesn't need a career boost, but it boosted that money and it boosted those numbers.
For sure. The tours were selling out.
Absolutely.
And this was, I don't even know, because I know at first he was like, I'm not speaking on it.
He still has.
Okay, I was about to ask, like, I don't think he said anything still to this point.
But Chris Rock is the type, he's like Dave Chappelle. When the show starts, your phone goes away. You're putting your phone up.
Okay.
And he has that special coming out next month.
Okay.
So I want to know if that's in the material, and we just haven't seen it, because they're the type that we're not going to even let you record so this shit can hit social media.
Yeah, no
and people think it's an asshole type of thing. It's because stand-up comedians rest on their content, and if you have tickets to the show, and I've already told this joke in Cincinnati, if you post this and put it on social media and they hear the joke, it's not going to be funny to them when they hear it here in LA.
It's business.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Like, you're giving my work up. That's like showing people what I put on the test.
Exactly. Yeah, not mad at him for that at all.
Yeah, but he completely turned up, and moving towards the end of the year, we saw Apple Music give Will Smith the shot. They put out Emancipation. Will Smith starts to make his turnaround. I hear Peacock has already filmed and renewed Bel Air season 2. It's set to come out next year. That they've ousted Will, but he's on his way back.
Oh yeah, bro. And I'm gonna say, and this is just my conspiracy, I'm gonna say that ban gonna get lifted.
It's gonna get lifted.
It's Will Smith, y'all. Like, we can't. Come on now.
I saw Will Smith together during the holidays with Oprah. I saw him with Rihanna. I saw him with
now. It's fucking Will
the
Smith.
same way the higher ups can come together as a collective to end something. They can come together as a collective to bring back.
And this is his first fuck up, literally,
Yeah.
in like 30, 40 years.
Will
bro.
Smith don't fuck up.
Come on now.
Will Smith don't. You might look at him as a certain light as it pertains to his wife or his family. Will Smith don't fuck up.
He's never did anything wrong. He wasn't even in the wrong here. Of course, he shouldn't have slapped bro on national TV. I agree
and that's
with
in the
that.
eyes of the beholder still.
But still, like, if you disrespect my wife, I don't give a damn. My family, I don't care. I will act an ass. I don't care where I'm at.
And just like I said, we're speaking on somebody that was portrayed in a negative light for, I'd say, maybe the last 5 years as what someone considers soft, a pushover, a
Right,
bitch.
exactly.
And he
finally showed.
Yeah, he was like, hey, yo, nah, ain't no bitch in here. And I will slap the shit out of the next nigga that says it.
Anybody, bro.
Y'all can get it. I don't care.
Yeah, bro.
Now, Chris Rock is still not open to talk. I know they still don't have a relationship, Chris Rock and Will Smith. But Will Smith got him a new. He got a fade. That nigga done chopped his. He chopped his shit into a goatee. No, but you can tell, like, even before this, Will Smith hadn't cared about being the older guy. Will Smith has chopped his image back into the younger guy look, and he's doing what he needs to do to take Hollywood back.
He's gonna be fine, bro.
Yeah, come on,
He's gonna
now.
be fine. Have
That's
you
Will
seen
Smith.
Emancipation on
No.
Apple TV yet?
No, I need to watch that though.
Yeah, me
I just
too.
forgot it was there.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's great
I'm gonna get into it though.
for sure.
The number one moment of 2022
Man,
goes to two people, and it's none other than Kyrie Irving and Kanye West.
man.
I think that it goes without argument, and it is unequivocal that these two people hold the number one spot of 2022. I think they shocked everyone. They shocked the country. They shocked the world. They shocked consumers. They shocked executives. They shocked company owners. They shocked talent agent owners. They shocked the Jewish community.
Everybody, dog. You gotta add that in.
They shocked the Jewish community, and we stand with the Jewish community.
Love y'all. Shout out Drake.
You want to start with Ye, or you want to start with Ree?
Let's start with Kyrie.
All right, yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
So Kyrie's came a little bit after Kanye West, but Kyrie started by posting a book from Amazon. I think it was like Jew to Brew, or
Judah Brew. It was what Hebrews to Negroes.
Hebrews to Negroes,
And it was actually
Wake Up America.
Yeah,
That's what it's
it,
called.
It was a link to a movie on Amazon.
Okay, it was a documentary.
Documentary. Right.
So I think it was a book too. It's a book as
It
well.
may have been. Yeah.
So Kyrie, he didn't necessarily say anything or make comments toward, but he shared on his Twitter a link to what we were talking about, the documentary or book or whatever it is. And once you open that, you get to some content that could be considered anti-Semitic. It drove the narrative that African Americans, or that black people were not African Americans, I'm sorry, Africans. It drove the narrative that Africans were the original Jewish people. A lot of different controversial statements
Right.
and things that could be considered hurtful to the Jewish community.
Yeah, but like you said, he just posted the link. You know, I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah, no, he didn't say anything.
Yeah, he just posted.
He
the
just
link.
posted it, which nobody liked.
Yeah, of course.
People have to understand, and I'll finally break this down because I don't think we've broken it down before. The Jewish community is attached to everything that makes money. So and it's not necessarily just attached. Everything that makes money in the United States or Hollywood, entertainment, media, things like that, is in some way executive produced by the Jewish community, or funded by the Jewish community, or outright owned.
I was gonna say connected somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Whether it's ownership, like you said, produced, endorsement,
Just outright.
somehow, some way.
Either way, if you say something wrong, if you want money to come out of it, say something
say
bad about the Jewish community.
I was just gonna say, if it makes money,
Yes.
it's probably connected to the Jewish
Yes,
community.
if you need a loan or if there's funding, you might not know it has come from the Jewish community.
Exactly.
And that sharing of that post, or that documentary, that book, that movie, whatever it was, completely pissed off the Jewish community. And in Hollywood, you always have an option to do damage control. You have the choice to apologize. When you're that high up, like a Kyrie Irving, someone's going to tap your phone. There are executives, there are companies that are going to tap your phone, and they're going to give you that opportunity to apologize, to take back what you said, and you can still have a career out here.
Right.
He said, no, fuck that. I'm standing on it.
Yep.
What his notion was that I didn't say anything. I did not say a word. All I did was reposted it, just like Amazon.com has it up right now.
Yeah, and Amazon, they even came out and said we're not removing it from our platform.
Yeah, they said we offer freedom of speech, and we're not taking that down.
Yeah, so,
but they didn't get any backlash.
Of course, because Bezos, he runs the world. But yeah, Kyrie Irving, like we said, because he stood firm. The NBA, his team, they suspended him. They said, hey, if you want to come back to the team, you got to meet with the Jewish community. You got to go to private training. You got to watch these videos, these safety training videos, when you get in a new job.
Yeah, there was 6. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying when you get a new job, they make you, watch videos. You had to watch videos. He was suspended for like 5-6 games. You got the whole thing there? What was it?
He had 6 different things he had to do. The first thing was issue an apology for posting a link to the movie on October 27th. You were right. It was a movie. Condemn the harmful and false content and make clear that he does not have anti-Jewish belief. The second was complete the anti-hate causes that Irving, the Nets, and Anti-Defamation League agreed upon on their joint release on November 2, including a $500,000 donation toward causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate and intolerance in communities. Number 3, he had to complete sensitivity training created by the Brooklyn Nets. Number 4, he had to complete anti-Semitic and anti-hate training designed by the Brooklyn Nets. Number 5, he had to meet with the representatives from Anti-Defamation League, as well as Jewish community leaders in Brooklyn. And after he completed 1 through 5, he had to meet with owner Joe Tsai and the lead franchise officials and demonstrate the lessons learned and that the gravity of harm caused in the situation is understood, and provide assurance that this type of behavior will not be repeated.
Question. How come when people say nigga or nigger, they don't have to go through that same process?
No, you don't. You don't have to do that shit at all.
Liam Neeson.
Yo, we gonna keep bringing fucking Liam Neeson up.
He's still in movies to this day. He didn't have to go through no sensitivity training.
No, none of that.
You know what I'm saying? Who else done said it? It's a couple of y'all that said it. Paula Dean, she said it.
Well, they got her the fuck out of there.
They did get her out. But anyways, Kyrie Irving, like we said, he stood firm, on his case. Of course, he had to go through all that situation, like we said. But
a shout out to the Jewish community. But I do, like I always say, I respect the nigga that stands on his 10 toes. He puts his feet in the sand, and I'm not putting him up. I'm not bringing my feet up out this sand.
Absolutely, bro. I said what I said.
So I drew the line.
It's always respect. But along with that, he did lose, the Nike deal. They canceled that. He's not getting re-signed with Nike.
He's lost a lot of deals.
He was suspended, like we said. But Kyrie Irving, bro, like I said, I respect the guy just because he stands on his word, man. And this is the guy, even though this situation was unfortunate, man, Kyrie Irving does a lot in the communities, a lot of shit that just doesn't get talked about. He donates to a lot of GoFundMes. He donates a lot of his shoes every year. He just does a lot for the community, bro. So, of course, you may feel however you feel about Kyrie Irving, but man, just respect the guy who stands up for what he believes in, man. There's nothing more that I can say. I'm gonna always, regardless of how you may feel, and I'm not here to offend anybody. Trust me when I say this, but I just respect the guy who just stands up for what he believes in.
Absolutely, and like you said, not to disrespect anybody, but the same way we was talking about the street shit before YSL. I respect the nigga that says, fuck it, take it to trial, and then takes it to trial. Right. I respect somebody that says what they say and doesn't walk it back. You don't have to walk back what you said if you meant it. Mm-hmm. Stand on it. Mm-hmm. Bask it in. Breathe it in. Bask in it, nigga. But yeah, Kyrie did just that.
Yeah.
I fuck around and name my son Kyrie.
Yeah, man. It's a great name.
I'm so serious, and I know Kyrie knows I'm serious
facts.
because I've said this before.
Facts.
And just knowing that you stand on your beliefs. But
I got a little cousin named Kyrie, I swear.
really?
Yep.
Okay.
He about 2-3 years old.
So Kyrie, I'll say gets 1B. Spot number 1B for 2022. The big number one spot goes to Kanye West. Because we had Kanye West as 2021's celebrity of the
poster
year.
child.
He took 2021. If we had anybody that his back was against the wall musically, his back was against the wall with the people, his back was against the wall with his relationship, this man stood above all the odds during the Donda era. I mean, he stood above the Drake situation. He completely took back everything niggas ever thought from him, and he won.
He won everybody.
Kanye was the man of the year in 2022. I mean, in 2021. Yeah. But in 2022,
Man.
he decided to be the anti-Semite of the fucking year.
Semite.
Let's start it off with October 9th was where it all kind of went downhill. You know, he was already in a debacle with Kim Kardashian. Their divorce was starting to become final. And that's already something that was taking a toll on Kanye.
Yeah.
But Kanye, towards the end of the year, started to seem like he wanted to be free from his Gap deal. He seemed like he wanted to be free from his Adidas deal. And it started to seem like he would never get out of them until they started to outline what ramifications would get him out of them.
Right.
We saw that his deal with Gap ended in like 2030. We saw his deal with Adidas ended in either, it was like 2028 or 2032, something like, yeah. He said, fuck that. I'm not waiting that long. And I think he tried to use a strategic tactic to get everyone to release him. Kanye knew all of these companies were head up by Jewish companies or people from the Jewish community.
Right.
So on October 9th, he tweeted and he said he's going to sleep, but when he wakes up, he's going to go DEFCON 3 on the Jewish community.
Ooh, I still don't even know what that means.
I looked up DEFCON.
I don't know.
And I don't know what the fuck it was ever supposed to mean. But after that, the world went batshit crazy on Kanye West. He went on Drink Champs and he doubled down on his comments. He said that he could say anti-Semitic things and they wouldn't drop him and no one would drop him or Adidas wouldn't drop him. He went on Alex Jones's podcast and he big upped the Nazi community.
Yep. Man.
He was dropped from Gap. He was dropped from Adidas.
Yep.
Everyone who ever fucking loved Kanye dropped him. His talent agency dropped him. He was shunned by the music industry. He was shunned by the Hollywood industry.
Shit, and he lost his family. His whole family dropped. Ye dropped Ye.
His family turned his back against him, and recently she said she would never do that, but it kind of seemed like that. Yeah, I know.
What?
Kanye West went from a net worth of $3 billion to $400,000 overnight, and I mean literally from one night to the next.
400 million, right?
From $3 billion to $400 million.
Okay.
You
said 1,000. I was like,
I'm sorry, my apologies.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
From
whatever.
$3 billion to $400 million.
Okay, cool.
To the point where his assets were frozen and he could not use his Apple Pay to get fast food.
Yeah, I did see that. That was crazy.
A man worth $3 billion wakes up the next morning and cannot Apple Pay McDonald's.
Man, the Jewish community, man, like we said, that's just somebody. That's a community you
that's
do
power.
not want to mess with.
Oh, that's power.
You don't want to mess with the Jewish community, man. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out the Jewish community because we love y'all.
Sheesh, man.
I'm a Semite, I'm not an anti. I'm a Semite.
I'm trying to go to all the bar mitzvahs this year.
I'm Semitic as fuck.
What?
not anti. I'm Semitic as fuck. Oh, you trying to go to the just like the Rock Nation? You trying to go to the Jewish brunch?
Nigga, whatever y'all hosting, I'm going.
Nigga, you missed Hanukkah.
Shit, fuck it.
Fuck.
I know.
Right? We did miss Hanukkah.
Right.
We should have had a Hanukkah drive.
Right.
A Hanukkah give back.
A Hanukkah playlist.
Dog. Having a Hanukkah playlist would have been fucking wild.
Oh my goodness.
No,
man.
but Kanye lost everything.
Everything, dog.
And Kanye's not the type to do damage control. Kanye's never been the type to just walk shit back. Oh, let's mention that he lost the black community too with his Drink Champs George Floyd comments.
Forgot about that.
He said that George Floyd didn't die because of the knee to the neck. He brought up an old conservative allegation that George Floyd was on drugs before.
He said it was a fentanyl, right?
Yeah, and but he brought a weird thing in. He said the police hit him with fentanyl, and they killed him with fentanyl.
How?
I'm not sure. You remember his exact words on Drink Champs? You were like George Floyd. He was like, everybody thinks he died because of the knee on the neck. He was like, no, they hit him with the fentanyl.
Okay. Yeah, that was crazy.
Weird analogy. I know he's still saying the police did it, but we know how George Floyd died, and it was incredibly disrespectful to George Floyd's family to continue with the narrative that drugs killed him. Besides what we saw on camera.
Oh yeah, that was insane of Kanye. They his family sued as well. I don't know where they are in that process, but I know they were suing.
They sued him for like what?
Was it like 200?
I was gonna say it was like $250,000 or something like that.
Like 2 to 250, yeah, for sure.
But even if that did happen, which I'm not saying it did, I'm not saying it didn't, because I don't know. But all I saw was the knee to the neck, which that's what happened to me. That's the shit that I'm talking about when we say we don't rock together, the black community, because if it were cops and they were like, yeah, we did shoot him to death, but let's say it was fentanyl. All the cops would say it was fentanyl. If the Jewish community had some shit going on like that and it was really fentanyl, but we want to make it a knee on the neck, the Jewish community would stand together. It was the knee on the neck.
Yeah, bro.
The LGBT community, if it happened like that, they wouldn't say it was shot. If they were saying we're gonna go with the knee on the neck, we're gonna go with the knee on the neck. We don't stand together.
That's our problem.
So I mean, and in the same shit, we listen to whatever the fuck everybody else says. So the black community canceled Ye along with it.
Yep.
So I mean,
it's unfortunate.
Ye, I say, took the brunt of everything. 2022, his relationship was in shambles. He had to watch his wife date a man with an 11-inch penis. You're gonna let my wife fuck a man with a 10-inch penis? You can't do it.
Hey man, y'all pray for Ye, bro.
Yeah, so he went through it emotionally. He went through it physically. He went through it financially. He went through it in
every emotion,
in every aspect you can think of.
Yeah.
The fact that nigga's still standing, you got to take your hat off to shit like that too.
Yeah, facts, bro. That's why I say y'all pray for him. Check on him for real.
Yeah, but
For real.
I think number one wholeheartedly goes to Kanye West.
Yeah, nobody takes the cake like Kanye took the cake this year, man.
No, Kanye, he took it and he ate it.
Because even before the controversy, and we can end it with this, but even before the controversy, his year music wise, coming off of Donda, was insane, man. This is a guy who he dropped that shit with Game. I can't remember the name of the song. Easy. He
dropped Easy. He dropped
even though the video was crazy, controversial, but then he
Diet Coke. He
jumps on Pusha, does half.
He produces half of It's Almost Dry.
This is a guy, like we said, man. Donda, you know, Kanye, you said it before. He lives in like eras. He has eras that he goes through, right? And we've said it, man. The Donda era was like arguably one of the best.
It was one of the best. Kanye still has the best verse of 2022 for me.
Easy.
City of Gods.
Oh, City of Gods. I didn't even mention City of Gods.
The City of Gods verse,
man,
is he produced all of Fivio Foreign's album.
Yeah. We forgot to mention that. That's also a great project that came out.
Absolutely. Shout out Fivio. But yeah, that era was just insane. You can't take that away from Kanye. Of course, you can't take this year away either. But just a night and day year from 2021 to 22. But that also goes to show that's that higher up. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, you niggas can only have so much. We're gonna snatch that shit next year. I promise you. And if you don't have everything this year, I'm gonna snatch everything next.
Kanye was getting too much money, y'all.
Oh yeah, no.
$3 billion?
It was getting too much.
Crazy.
It was getting to be too much, and Kanye's a greedy nigga.
Come on now.
So they were looking at it and they were like, "Oh, he's not gonna stop."
Yeah, this is a guy like Kanye. Like you can make your money, but they want you to be quiet. Kanye's not quiet.
That's it.
You're making too much noise. You talking too much. You know what I'm saying?
And the billionaires from the hip hop community that y'all like,
they don't say shit.
Y'all only like them because of their control.
Don't talk, bro.
I'm not out of control. I'm just out of they control. Words of Kanye West.
You potting, boy.
Yeah, man.
For real though.
But I want to give. I don't want to spend too much time there. That was number one.
Yeah.
I believe we wrapped the hell out of 2022.
Man, what a year.
Man, just a big year. A lot happened in media. A lot happened in politics. A lot happened in news. A lot happened in music. Do you have anything else you want to get to before we get up out of here?
That was it. Like we said, I'm sure we probably missed some things, but like we said, that's just what we wanted to focus on. But I'll just say, man, 2022 was just a great year overall.
It's a hell of a year. An amazing year.
Amazing year, man. Like you said, just, everything that happened, but just, personally, man, it was just a great year. And I just hope the same for y'all, man. And then going into the new year, whether you have resolutions or plans, just stick to it, man. 2023, you can make it whatever you want it to be.
That next year, 2023 is yours. The world is yours.
Yep.
Take heed of what you're around. Take heed of your surroundings and the opportunities that you have before you. And every opportunity that you have before you, don't think it's yours. Know it's yours. Grab it. Take it. Seize the moment. Seize the day.
Absolutely.
I want to wish you guys a happy new year. Welcome to 2023. Well, we're not in 2023 yet, but as those numbers change, those times change, whatever. Welcome to 2023. Welcome to the new year. Happy New Year's, guys. We'll be back in January. It's Rise and Grind Podcast. Your boy Roderick.
Yes, sir. Jakari, we out.
Happy New Year.